What's up? It's your favorite attorney, Attorney Allie Booker. Okay, and today I had to wear my doily. Let me twist it and fix it. See, y'all ain't supposed to see the whole. Hi, you ain't supposed to see this, but you're seeing it today. Okay, cause you're getting the real me. What y'all got last night of Will Smith, the real him. Okay, let me adjust my robe, child. You got the real him. Okay, and so you're getting the real me. Hair back in place. The docket is rolling. Court of public opinion and Will Smith. We the people versus William Willard Smith. Guys, I'm gonna do my usual show. So I probably have to post twice today because this is probably going to take up all of my time. We have to bring him to the court of the public opinion. We are here today to bring him in the court of public opinion. You all will be the jury. I will be the judge. We will all rule on him today. Okay? And I had to do this because, you guys are posting. Everybody has something to say about Will Smith and what he should have done, what he shouldn't have done, and how he should feel, how he shouldn't feel, how he was protecting his wife, and so on. And so I want to go ahead and let you know that Willard, baby, you're not average. Okay, and so when you're not an average individual, coupled with you being in the community's face time and time again, people are going to do something called talk about you. Okay, they're going to talk about your wife. They're going to talk about you, your kids, and you can't go around smacking, socking, or itch slapping everyone who has something to say about your family. And I'm going to say this because this is the first person that we have seen him smack. Okay, we have, and so I feel in my heart that he did that because he knew that Chris Rock wouldn't do anything to him. I do believe that there have been other people, and you guys have to leave it in the comments below. Y'all are good at trolling that internet and finding these things, but I do believe there are other people who have talked about her. And Jada Pinkett has never had long hair. Since he's married her, she's always had short hair. She's always been known as like bald-headed type things by choice. Okay, by choice. Hold on, I'm gonna get there. Don't talk about alopecia this and alopecia that. I'm getting there. Okay, by choice, she's always had short hair. So I don't think that this is the first time anybody's called her bald-headed or made a joke about her not having hair or whatever, because she's always had short hair. In addition to that, people have made fun of her for much worse than being bald. Okay? People have made fun of her for all types of reasons. The whole entanglement thing. Nobody saw August Alsina get hit. He's publicly spoken out many times. It's my understanding, I don't know, y'all will see for me, but it's my understanding, I've been told that not Chris Rock, he's had issues with Chris Rock in the past, but 50 Cent, Curtis, has said some things about him, and he hasn't done anything to him. It's my understanding that there have been a few people that have said things about him, and Jada is discussed quite a bit in the hip-hop community due to the dealings with Tupac, etc. And people have been making a lot of jokes and things, with respect to Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and Tupac. And I have not seen any of these individuals get itch slapped. So where I'm coming from is this. I think that I understand where y'all are coming from when you say, you don't talk about someone's wife, blah, blah, blah. You don't. You don't talk about someone's wife. Someone. But he's not someone. Okay? He's not someone. He's someone who's put himself in the public image. So he's not just your average Joe. In addition to that, he has attained things in life that the average person cannot attain. So he's not average. Okay? So we're not going to expect average behavior from someone who's not average. If you supersede in other areas and facets of your life, you can supersede in keeping your mouth closed, or you can supersede in holding back and having self-control. when you're in a room and you're getting ranked on. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what Hollywood's about? Like, they all roast each other. That's what they do. They're called roasts, and it's my understanding that he was there to roast people and to bring the Oscars back to life. So I don't understand how this couldn't have been something that Will could not have mentally prepared himself for ahead of time, knowing who was going to host, knowing that he's one of the top actors ever of all time. So you're going to be in the forefront. You're going to get roasted. Your wife is going to be there with you, so naturally she will get roasted, and so will other people in the audience, in the gallery shall be roasted. Chris Rock is a comedian. We are aware that he has made himself a millionaire talking about people. I mean, that's not something that is a hidden fact. And knowing that a comedian is going to be there, you should expect. I'm just using natural common sense, analytical reasoning, and I'm just trying to slap it together and make it make some sense. And so what I'm saying is, let me just say it like this, y'all. And I'm black. This isn't just for black people, but I'm gonna talk to my black people, because black folks love to say, well, we do. We are saying, and I'm not gonna say what we love to say. I take it back. This is what I'm reading. This was the degrading of a black woman publicly in a room full of folks. They weren't all black, and it was rude and disrespectful. And so that's why Will Smith have the right, protect our black women. This is just what I have seen. I'm not saying I can't. This is what my thought process is or isn't. I'm just saying what you all have written. And so devil's advocate would say, can we get past the black part because we're all black? Okay, right? Not all of us, not everybody watching this, but they're all black. Jada's black, Will's black, Chris is black. So I don't know how we can pull the black card on the other black person. I'm not, help me get there, because I'm not there. I'm not to that point. I can't bring myself there. Okay? When someone else is black and they say something to me, I don't think it's because I'm black. I think it's because that's what they think. Now, I might feel that way if a Caucasian or a Hispanic person, then I can kind of consider race being a factor, right? In what they said to me. But if not, I'm asking all of the African Americans like myself, we're going to put the race card, we're going to put that in our pockets. Because you can't get it confiscated for using it improperly, too much, or not at the right time. So we're going to put that up. We're going to fold it up, bloop, and we're going to tuck it in the back pocket. We're going to use it when we need to use it, when it's right. Because that ain't it. We're not using that on Chris Rock. Okay, we're just not. Because if you ask me, I could take this there. How can one that people say sometimes, both of them are accepted amongst the white and black, Asian. They're accepted across the board, both of them. So I don't think it's proper for us to make this a black thing. Or to make this about that. That's not what this is about. This is about somebody who had a joke and they told it. This is about people that have had bad blood and people not being able to contain themselves. That's what it's about. Because I don't think Will Smith has a problem with being talked about or his wife being talked about. He said, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. Okay? He said out of yours. So you have to look and listen to what people say. He said out of your mouth. Because she's in everyone else's mouth. And he hasn't went in their mouth. He wanted to remove his wife's mouth, his name from Chris Rock's mouth. Right? Because he hasn't went around punching and smacking and slapping people. And then some people say, well, maybe he wasn't around when they've talked about his wife in the past. So maybe he would have gotten up and slapped them. I doubt it. But I would offer up to you guys that people going to try him now. They're going to test. Now they're going to test him. Now we're going to see. Because anybody who has an issue that's not afraid of him is probably going to say, and you won't touch me like you did Chris Rock. So this is what I'm saying. Whether or not we believe he was right or wrong, he just made his life that much more difficult. Because now you're going to have people trying you left and right. They know that they can get you there. They're going to take you there to make you look bad, to talk about you. Now they're talking about stripping him of his titles. It's a little bit of it's a damper on his person, on his persona. He's always been this mysterious, clean-cut, conservative figure in people's eyes. And in my personal opinion, he lost that for some people. He also made himself seem human to others who think that he's so perfect and they can never associate or assimilate with someone they feel like they can now. You know, he's not so bad. He's not so stuck up. Oh, he's real. He's down to earth. Some people are taking that from it. I just feel like this. Um, I think he's a powerful individual. And I think there are other ways he could have. It's my understanding that he's blacklisted people before. I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. So why couldn't he have said something to the Oscars or the Academy that would have made them either blacklist Chris Rock or severely, punish him or do something to him for the way that he was going about the jokes? Unless that's something that they wanted, they thought it was funny. They did put him there. He is talking about people. I'm sure they told him he could. And I'm wondering if Will Smith didn't have the authority to be able to shut Chris down. Maybe he tried to. Maybe he tried to limit his content and couldn't. So when Chris Rock went there, he did something about it to show the Oscars and Academy. I said I didn't want him bringing this up. He brought it up, so I punched him. Usually I should have told him not to say it. I just think it's more than what we see. But no matter what it is, guys, you really don't want somebody to take you there. And we've all been down that road where we will fight quick, and we would all fight and slap somebody. I am an adult. I have graduated from that type of behavior. A lot of us have. You understand what I mean? And at the end of the day, so if you cannot handle a situation, if you don't have self-control, I don't think you should put yourself in that situation. Okay? So I'm gonna rule that he shouldn't have went to the Oscars in person. That's it. If you can't take being talked about, don't go somewhere where they will talk about you. That's it. And we're just gonna, Will Smith, if you can't behave yourself, you don't need to go. You can be in a green room. You can zoom in, because we don't want to deal with it. You don't get up and slap anybody in their face, and that's something that we were not ready for. I mean, I can't think of the what her name is that was on the Us, or that was sitting next to them. That new up and coming black actress. I just can't think. But did you see the look on her face? And then at any point was she afraid something was gonna happen to her? People don't go into the Oscars feeling like they're gonna have to get up and run and tuck and run. That was the Grammys. That's why they started excluding people. So you don't go there with a bulletproof vest on. She didn't have her bulletproof corset on. You don't bring that type of behavior to something that is that classy. And that's what I have a problem with. That's all I have a problem with. You weren't somewhere else. And there are certain places where you could have been that you could have done that, and that's not where you were. And I don't like, this is just me personally, what you did on that platform. I don't like it. Not there. You could have done it somewhere else. Okay? You could have done it somewhere else. And I'm going to rule you wrong because you did it there. You did it there, and you did it with him. Because I know that's what it was. See, if it was somebody else, you ain't done nothing to 50 Cent. All these hip hop artists and stuff that didn't want to let you in when you were rapping, but we still bought your stuff and you was in. You haven't had beef with any of them and done this. I think you knew it was Chris Rock, who's a conservative individual like yourself, and you just went ahead and tried him because you knew he wasn't gonna do anything. That's my thought process, and for that you're losing brownie points because you're looking like a bully. You're looking like a bully. And then you did it while he was at work, so you know he was gonna start fighting you. I'm thinking you should have done it at a bar somewhere. Or at the afterwards in the awards, so we would have been hearing about it but never saw it because nobody has cell phones and they all signed a non-disclosure agreement when they walked in the door. Somewhere like that, where it probably wouldn't have been stopped or something like that. To me, I just don't like the way it went down, and I feel like in my heart this is gonna put a little bit of damper on his. It's gonna have to. I just don't think that they'll be able to condone that violence. And so now I want to know why you allowed somebody to come into your home and mess with the view that we had of you. He's in your home now. Because your life will forever change based on what you just did, whether it be good or bad. You've made him a part of you. Now you've wrapped and intertwined your legacy with his now. He thinks it's fun. Chris Rock probably would love to have his legacy tied with Will Smith. And now it will be. So somebody who was making less money than you, and this happens. Y'all already know how it is when you rise into the top and somebody got to come, they want to mess you and bring you down to their level. And that's what Chris Rock did. I didn't say either of them were correct. I just said you should have expected that from Chris Rock, not expected it from Will Smith. So now, Will, you let somebody who can't, I'm not being disrespectful of Chris Rock, but he doesn't have, Will, you have more staff than he does. You have more money than he does. You have more going on for yourself than you. More relevant. He's just kind of hanging on and kind of trying to be relevant again, and that you made him relevant. Now he's trending. You understand what I'm saying? So you also don't want to do that, guys. You don't want somebody to be able to capitalize on your outbursts to them, because half the time people are, and I don't want to say bottom feeders, but when they're lower than you and they're coming at you, that's what their purpose is. You don't give it to them. You don't give it to them. Because see, Will, you would have made a bigger, and this is just me, you would have made a bigger statement had you got up and walked out. You got your wife and walked out the door. That would have been better, because you wouldn't even been there to accept your award. It would have thrown all of this shit off. Then they would have been mad at Chris. Then you could have been through. Then you could have whooped his ass later on down the road at a private event. See what I'm saying? You got all you wanted. And that's what I think you should have done. You should have got up and you should have trampled out of there, because the Oscars was you and you were the Oscars. You was the Oscars and the Oscars was you. And so if you should have took the Oscars with your ass out the door, people would have been like, oh my God, Will Smith's leaving. When we went to see if he was going to get, oh, it would have been a buzz. It would have been a buzz. It would have been a buzz. That should have been the buzz you wanted. Walked out. And then, Tyler, Denzel, they'd probably followed you and walked out. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody could have left the Oscars because y'all had this rude individual laughing at us and making fun of us, and that's not what the Oscars is about. So since y'all forgot what the Oscars was about, you think this is a roast, we out of here. Send my award in the mail. That's just what I think he should have done, to keep it classy, to keep the air about himself that we have all seen all the time. But somebody was telling me that, that Aunt Viv, the black one, the reason she's not on the show anymore is because of him. I've heard that, but you don't believe stuff like that when you hear it, when he's in this perfect light all the time. So what I think he did was he pulled himself out this perfect light, put himself in a little shady light with a little shade in it, and now people are going to go back and look over everything people have said about him in the past, and it's breathed life into it. That's what I'm thinking. And now people are going to mess with him, and they're going to keep talking about it, and people are not going to shut up about that. So now you're going to punch people because they're going to bring her up with that? And now more people going to call her bald-headed. They were already doing it, Will. So that's just, we took him in the court of public opinion. We're done chastising him. I do like him. I don't like what he did. We're going to order him to mental health, because we already knew as a Scientologist that something was wrong. So we're going to put him on probation, guys. Where are we going to put him on probation? A decision-making class. He needs to be on the end of this. Will, you're going to a decision-making class, baby. You're done. Your decision-making class. We want a psychosocial assessment, guys, and we want that because we need to see what's going on with him. And this is deeper than just that little smack. See, he seemed like he was a ticking time bomb, a rice cooker, spilling over. So we need to attack that mental health. We need to see what that is up in there. Why is it so contentious, and why is it so riled up, and why was he just ready to pop so fast, right? So we're going to put him in mental health as well. We're going to order a psychosocial assessment. He is to follow the recommendations of that. Who's going to pick us? We're going to give him a court-appointed therapist, because you're running everybody out there in Hollywood and everywhere else, and you can buy any therapist. So I'm going to appoint you one. That way they're an arm of this court. They're an arm of this court of public opinion, and they will have to be, they can't be biased in their reporting. What else are we going to do? He needs to do some community service. Community service. Baby, you need to do some community service, and we're going to, battered women's shelter, he needs to give some money to battered women's shelter, because he battered a woman that day. Because Chris Brown, that was a girl. Chris Rock was a woman when he got, and he didn't do anything. The smack also didn't hurt, so it almost looked like a fight between two girls. Battered women's shelter it is. A donation. You're also going to volunteer. What else can we do? What do we need to do for Will? Because he needs help. He does. I don't think he needs random drug and random drug and alcohol urinalysis. I don't think he needs these. Then the reason is because if you're crazy, it goes beyond drugs and alcohol. So what is it gonna do? Okay, because he can be not on any drugs and just be plain crazy, and that's what we need to catch and fix. I don't think drugs are an issue. I don't think he was high that day. I think he was pissed off, and we want him BIP class as well. So we're going to do a decision-making course, a BIP class, a donation to the battered women's shelter, We're going to also dedicate our time to that. He needs to donate some money to Crime Stoppers. And we want a public letter of apology to Chris Rock. Where you slapped him at is where you going to apologize. Say, like my grandma told me, you do it wherever you at. And you going to suffer the consequences where you at. You want to act a fool at Walmart? Walmart is where I will handle you, baby. So you want to act a fool? In pure Granny Bear style, baby, we're going to deal with you at the next. Oscars needs to reconvene. I'm going to order that they reconvene a meeting specifically for him to apologize. When you slap it in public, you apologize in public. And Will Smith, we want family counseling. Because the whole family's running around doing what the hell they want to do. Willow, the son, your wife, family counseling. Because that can cause additional stress on you and anxiety as well. Okay? And also, they need to know how to cope and deal with you and your anger. And assist you in coming out of this. Because you're a little angry for whatever reason, Chris. And you couldn't hold it back. These are the things that I have ruled. Until next time, court stands in recess. Remember, to submit your questions and your cases, email booker@bookerlawfirm.com. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Okay? And again, until next time, court stands in recess. Order in the court, child. Chris and Willard. No, sir. No, sirs. No, ma'am. No, ma'ams. No, ma'am.